You survived your first season of In the City.
Yes, we did.
Barely.
Are you proud of what you showed up and delivered?
You know what? At the end of the day, yes. It was definitely a roller coaster of like drama and kind of feuds and like feedback from like the public, but we're proud of how we showed up and carried ourselves throughout the season.
What would you say was the greatest lesson learned or the feedback you'd give yourself about this experience?
I feel like you have to really deal with things head on, especially in this friend group, and you kind of have to own it. But I think it's easy for me personally, like shy away from conflict. So it definitely like pushed me to be able to do that a little bit more.
Well, let's dig into that. So we end the season with this single mom card drama.
She always plays the single mom card.
She was like, they're pulling like the single mom card and using it as like an excuse.
What was the conversation with Lexi like after that happened? Because I feel like we didn't really get into how your dynamic with her maybe shifted because of that.
Yeah, I did feel like I was getting so close to Lexi. She was probably the first girl that I really connected with, and so I was definitely a little disappointed, but it was like telling in that moment, you know, she does have this history with Lindsay, and like I should have known that.
Do you stand by that Lindsay was sometimes pulling the mom card to get her way or get out of things?
So I definitely like stand by the example I used, but I do regret how it landed. Like it wasn't supposed to be a malicious thing towards her being a mom, like, and I've said this to her and Georgina both, like I respect them as mothers and like how they show up for their kids, and so it wasn't meant to take the road that it did. It was really supposed to be more so about like prioritizing a friendship.
That makes sense. It also felt like you were venting to Lexi in the moment. You didn't mean this to be a group discussion, and then surprise, you're on Bravo. That's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it
And the
be
whole house
sometimes.
knew all of a sudden. But I still stand by like I feel that she should have prioritized the friendship in that moment.
So I was thinking at least to start to make up for it a little bit, like give you guys the first pick of whatever room you want in the house.
We're taking the primary.
Yeah. Because we're two moms that have not been away from our kids in a while.
Georgina's gone on, I think, Threads and said there was this whole discussion that nobody saw about how we were going to divide the rooms. Kenny, what was your recollection of this?
That never happened. Literally never happened. We pulled up and it was like supermarket sweep kind of vibes where they just took off.
Also, welcome to Bravo. That's how every cast trip goes.
Sure.
I mean, we had no idea.
Yeah, like, and again, maybe that's how it goes, but like I live and operate in like the real world. But we had separate car rides, and our car unanimously agreed, which was basically half the house, that we should give this to Yvonne. She was in a car there where like Amanda suggested they should get it. Like I didn't know that at the time, but
And there was no meeting of the minds of what you got there.
there was no thinking or discussing about it. She was taking the room. And I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way. It was just like, I'm doing this because I said I'm doing it, and it was just like...
It just came off like she was more deserving, and it's like, why don't you just like start the weekend off on a good note for your friend, because her and Yvonne were fighting not on good terms most of the weekend, and so I was like sticking up for that.
There was plenty of opportunity for rational decision making, and we just never got there.
Once again,
It was
welcome
shut
to
down.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I'll just keep saying that.
rationality in Bravo does not...
Mesh.
This all trickles over to reunion.
You know, I cried about what you said for 6 months.
I came out here just now and I apologized for it.
Do you believe that to be truthful? Is she being hyperbolic? What's your read on it?
I totally can't invalidate her feelings because, you know, I wasn't there, but I don't think that she was like ruminating on this, because even in the end of the season, you see us what felt like get to a good place, and like we just recently filmed the reunion, so.
Like you can see, I think it was on the show where we're like dancing, all three of us are like dancing together. Like by the end of the thing, we were in a great place.
Yeah, you were shutting down. Was that house like for corporate retreats?
Oh my God,
Like,
it was crazy. That dining room table was wild.
But like, the reality is, I have a ton of respect for Lindsay. The show wouldn't exist without Lindsay. Like Emmy-nominated show, you know, Summer House. But she now has her doctorate in manipulating situations.
See, I feel like she met her activated match in you. That you're like a person she hasn't come up against before in her reality TV tenure.
Quite possibly, I don't know. I'm never like just coming out of left field, like taking shots. It's like, but I will stand up and defend myself. And
Okay, but then you Do you feel like Lindsay sometimes is a sniper from the side, kind of hits you out of nowhere?
Yeah, like, listen, we came all the way out here. I'm gonna be honest. Like, she's good for TV, but she definitely will take shots out of left field. And then when you come back at her or call her out, then it's a bit of a shift and like, oh wait, hold on.
Like finger pointing.
Yeah, then all of a sudden you're like,
You're stuck in the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
very good at deflecting and redirecting.
You have, to me, the moment of that reunion teaser where you tell her,
You collect apologies like you collect souls.
expand on this for me. Where did that come from and what did you mean by it?
I don't know if there's an expansion needed. It's just, there's been multiple scenarios throughout the season where somebody will call her out for poor behavior. And all of a sudden that person is, flipped into being like, attacking her in some kind of way. And then she's asking for an apology. It happened with Yvonne's wedding when we got to the house. Yvonne was almost apologizing to Lindsay at the house. It's 10 years of experience. She's a professional,
Yes.
but she does collect apologies like she collects souls.
Whose soul from your cast did she collect this season?
Whose did she not collect?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get what you needed out of that reunion? I'm
Don't
gonna say
think
no
so.
based on that pregnant pause.
The reunion was nasty, to sum it up.
Why? Who's most responsible for the nasty?
Once we got to the reunion, it was just like gloves off and rehashing things that were clearly like, we felt like there were very clear explanations for certain things and reasons why things were said, and it was just like, they were going
Not a lot
for
of
jugular.
listening.
Yeah, they were going for the jugular on multiple things. And it's tricky because like this cast is a very tight-knit group of, a lot of Lindsay's friends, to be honest. So it's tough, or each other's friends, not just Lindsay's friends,
Yeah.
but it's a very tight-knit group of friends that we aren't super close with. So we found ourselves throughout the season and in the reunion on multiple occasions, being on one side of that.
Oh, okay. The receiving end of that.
On the receiving end of it.
You responded on Watch Women's Live to her Pilates comment, and then you said there's a whole brand being built that no one was talking about.
Yes.
So, platform. What was this brand that you were
Yeah,
building?
I mean, I have so much more going on than like Pilates and matcha, which I love, but I've been building a brand in the wellness space, a healthy snack, allergen-friendly brand that I'm super excited that's launching very, very soon in the next like 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, maybe she doesn't know all of these things, and it felt like an unnecessary dig.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see this come to fruition.
Thank you.
In season 2, you can just pop open a bag and
There
snack
we
in
go.
front
You
of her.
can we'll just snack and we'll just observe.
You got the black shirt memo?
You got the black on black. It's New York.
Now, you came in with a couple pre-existing relationships. Was there ever a discussion before this of you being in the Summer House mix?
There was. So I had conversations with Summer House and Winter House on like 2 to 3 occasions before this. It just wasn't the right time, wasn't the right show, the right setting. And when like In the City came around, it was like, okay, I work for myself, no longer with a bank, and it's a different relationship. And we were just in a place where we were just like having fun, and like she was about to move across the country in this expansive part of our lives where we're like, let's do this. And it's an opportunity to really like just grow community. And the Bravo community is an amazing community. Once we kind of like got into it, people got to know us.
Yeah, once you get past that like first walking through the line of fire.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
yeah.
stuff over on this other side.
Oh yeah.
I think
exactly.
we knew walking into this that like we were like, okay, we're gonna like try to be as vulnerable and open as we can. Otherwise, it's like not gonna be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think Bachelor Nation prepares you for Bravo.
No. I was saying like the reunion definitely was no woman tell all coming
No.
from Bachelor. I was like, okay, like
People
we're
are
not
crying for a
crying and
different
holding each
reason.
other hands. Yeah, no.
Now, as you film In the City, and then Amanda blows up the tri-state area with this West Wilson drama. You said on Watch Women's Live that everybody was kind of picking up on something before the news broke. What were the things that you were seeing or noticing?
I got a couple inbounds after that came out. Listen, all I will say is that there were people that were in and around their show, that were in and around our show, that were clocking some sort of dynamic between the two of them. It was something that was noticed by people, I think, when they were filming, that was discussed at times before February.
Before
I'm
statement, $20
I'm trying to not get myself in trouble here.
I'm like watching the gears in your head of like, what can I get away with saying and
Well,
what's gonna get me in trouble?
I've been reprimanded, so.
No, Wes and Amanda are out of the summer house mix, but Amanda's not necessarily out of the in the city mix. Do you see a world where she can return to season 2?
I've been vocal about saying that, like, if she wants to and like Bravo wants her to, that she like deserves a spot. It's obviously a separate thing than Summer House, so it's kind of like up to her and them, I guess.
I've had conversations with Kyle where has said, listen, I will never like say I'm not going to film with somebody, right? And he's been super empathetic towards Amanda and this dynamic, and really, I really respect the way he's approached it.
Fully.
So I could see a scenario where if this is a real relationship and it is still a thing, that there could be some sort of, dynamic where they're on the show.
Who knows?
That would be fascinating to watch, but I think
We
people
can't.
would be tuning in to see.
It would be really interesting because like it's a different show, and I think a lot of people in Summer House brought depth to Summer House, right? I don't know that I saw that from West. I've never met the guy, so I'm not passing judgment. But like in the city's not just like hanging out and partying in Hampton's house. He would have to bring a different side of him, which maybe is part of his kind of growth and evolution. I don't know.
We'll see. Now, Kenny, this season kind of exposed cracks in your friendship with Gavin, which a lot of the viewers were like, does Gavin secretly like just love Kenny, want to be with Kenny? What is your read on this conversation?
I actually sometimes like will at Gavin in those comments and stuff because it's just so funny. Like Gavin has been my homie since like day one, and I think when we started filming, he was coming out of a relationship. We were getting much more serious. We were doing the show. I think it was just a lot of things were changing. I think he was feeling it a little bit and kind of lashed out. And we've had a lot of conversations on camera and off camera. And at the end of the day, I would do anything for that guy. And I think that it's vice versa. We just have a really deep friendship that is bigger than the few months that we saw on the show.
Do you feel any competition with Gavin?
I definitely don't feel competition, like I'm the priority as I should be, but
Yeah.
I feel like even like my relationship with Gavin, like it's something that I won't forget that he said. Like it still like cuts deep to me, like some of the things he was saying during filming, but we've moved past it, and I've spent the most time with Gavin out of like Kenny's friends.
Before we like started the show, we spent the entire summer together.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
people
wow.
don't really know that. He spent more time with us than anybody that we know. And so it was just so bizarre to go from like living in a Hamptons house together to being like, you're boring, like, he's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
like,
over
we've
you.
had so many fun nights. What are you talking about?
I know, and she's far from boring.
Yeah, and I'm like, if you want fire, Gavin, I'll give you. I'm a little more spicy to Gavin these days, just because he asked for it.
But
Also good for season 2. I want to see that.
He's also like, he's putting in the effort
Yeah.
with you. I can tell. He'll text her and check in on her, and like, he's a charmer.
He has
so.
a good heart at the end of the day.
What is the deal with? Why was he wearing Amanda's shirt at
Oh
the
my
reunion?
gosh. He showed up with this shirt that was super printed and a little like vibrant and loud, and so it was coming off weird on camera, and Amanda was like, well, I showed up in this shirt, like you could try this, and then he wore it, and he looked amazing in it.
Gavin's got an eclectic style, and by eclectic, I mean like he collects clothes from other people, and that is his wardrobe.
Okay,
so he's just got
Thrifting by theft.
he's literally thrifting by theft. Seriously.
How are the two of you feeling about your relationship coming out of this? Because there was the whole spark conversation.
There's concerns.
Like what?
It's hard to know for me, like, is this is the one and I know it for sure, spark not there?
Kenny said that he's unsure if there's a spark between you guys. He might have used the word murky.
Like a swamp?
Now having seen the game of telephone it went through, how do you view that whole debacle?
I think it ultimately made us stronger because it forces you to communicate in a relationship when so much is coming up and people are trying to poke holes in your relationship.
Yeah, and it's and what you were kind of led to believe he said is not at all what he had said.
Totally, but then you see me in the park when she's telling me, and I'm like, oh my god, like worst
And
fear. What if
Andrea
I
takes
did
it
all
to
this for?
Murphy
Yeah.
and-
Right. Yeah. It's Kyle and I had a conversation, and there was so much more that was said during that conversation that added context to the spark around being in an 11-year relationship and being engaged and not working out, 8-year relationship not working out. I had just lost my mom earlier that year. And I was like, the spark is me being kind of numb to things working out. And I think it's a me thing. I just got to figure that out. And
That's important context. Like you
super
said.
important context, and like Kyle never communicated that, and then it goes to the guys, and then all of a sudden I'm on a rooftop, you know, the day after my birthday, defending myself to a cast that had nothing to do with the conversation or my relationship, and it's just like, how do we get here? You
Game
know,
of
it's-
telephone, you
Game of
know?
telephone, and then Andrea, the loudest I've ever seen him.
He's a loud guy. He's tall and loud and like good-looking dude. I'm like, I gotta get me off this roof.
Then we end with this. Maybe you guys got accidentally married in Peru. How do you view that now?
Well, it was so funny. We were at one of our really good friends' weddings in Peru, and they had this ceremony that they offered at the hotel. We're like, what unique experience can we do in Peru? We did this Pachamama ceremony, which involves, you know, different symbolic things from the earth, and like it's symbolizing abundance and love and future and health and all of those things.
Just
and,
blessing all of those things
Yeah.
in your future. Yeah.
and like talking to Mother Nature, Mother Earth. And he was like, do you guys want to be married? We're like, yeah. So he does, you know, another
yeah,
ritual.
so like,
Like,
we see
that's-
that for
that's
ourselves.
what we're working
yeah,
toward.
we're
Okay.
going, we're heading there. Yeah.
And he took that as license to marry you.
No, so he did this, you know, spiritual blessing. And then he was like, you may now kiss your wife. And we were like, we were just so in it. We just went along and finished. We were like, are we married?
The spark was there in that moment.
It was-
Spark was
Yeah.
there, and now we know we have Mother Nature's blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, so now, you know, we don't have to do a whole like wedding and everything. Like,
I think this girl wants the whole wedding.
Yeah.
no, but we do have like, now she's Pasha Mama, so
Yeah.
I love that.
The big thing for you this season was reconnecting with your dad, which the CIA over here made it happen a
I
little
mean,
bit.
leave it to a girl.
What has life been like since reconnecting with him on camera? What does it look like off camera?
Honestly, reconnecting with him on camera was crazy because going into this, like even our first like casting video, I was like, I'm on this journey. I'd lost my mom. I'm looking for my dad, and I don't think that's why they cast me, but like it was something that I was bringing into the show that I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out on or off the show. But we made the commitment to like just share everything that we're doing and just be completely open with it. I didn't know if he was gonna be alive or not, and it worked out honestly in the like best case scenario. Last I saw him, he was in London. All of a sudden, he's in Tampa. He's alive. So meeting him, really the phone call for me was the one where I was just like floored.
Hello?
Is this Larry?
Hey, man, what's up?
How you doing, Dad?
I could feel the emotion, and like I just kind of lost it, and it was just
sounded like he started crying immediately.
he started crying, and I couldn't keep it together, and it was just really, really powerful because like you just don't realize how much you're holding and that you didn't realize that you're kind of just suppressing inside, and it just started coming out. And then he came to the city and we met in person, and like we talk twice a week now. We have a family chat. We went there
with Debbie and him.
for Thanksgiving, and like, you know, he just lost one of his dogs, and so you know, it's just family. It's crazy how 25 years can go by and you start to, you know, rebuild this and make the effort, and it just feels very, very comfortable.
There's someone who was claiming to be your half brother, I think, getting in the comment section and saying, Kenny's doing this for clout, for TV. What
Yeah.
is your response to that narrative?
So I found him, we connected like years ago on 23andMe, randomly. He had never met my father, and I've never met him. And once I talked to him, and it didn't seem like he was super focused on it, and then I talked to my father, and he's, you know, they had never met, it didn't feel like my place to make the connection between the two of them, force it, because it was like my agenda, not theirs, unless he followed up and asked. He knew I had hired a PI, he knew I was looking, I never heard back from him until I saw the thing on social media, and it's unfortunate, and we've talked since then, and he has all the information, but like, You know, it's everyone has a different relationship and a different experience, and I can't force my agenda on someone else. But the reality is, like, I was able to find his father for him, and I hope that they connect in some capacity, and he kind of is able to benefit from this the way that I have.
I also love what you said of getting to spend Thanksgiving. Now that, because you were saying Thanksgiving was never the family holiday in my family, and now it can be.
Yeah, it's honestly, it really wasn't. I never went home a lot for Thanksgiving because it was just, you know, it was a very small family. Now all of a sudden, like, he's like, by the way, you've got like 300 cousins. And I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. He's like, brace yourself, because like you've got
Season
a big
2 family reunion.
You've got a big family. But no, they do a big family reunion that I'm gonna have to go check out. It'll be cool.